My name is Shonte Drakeford. I'm currently 37 and I'm from Washington, D.C. My diagnosis story is pretty different than some or most. So it started at the age of 25. My husband just came back from Iraq, literally the day after he returned from Iraq. I started having nipple discharge, and I was just like, what is happening? But I am probably 2 years into being a registered nurse at this time, and so I'm not afraid to kind of get things checked out. So I went the very next day to get my breast checked out and try to figure out what's happening here. I'm like, okay, so what do I do from here? Do I get a mammogram? Do I need biopsy? What's happening? Do I need surgery? They're like, no, you're fine. You're young. Don't worry about it. Never was offered high-risk screening. Never was offered a mammogram or anything of this nature. So 2 years went by, and they told me before the 2 years that as long as the nipple discharge doesn't turn bloody, you're fine. I'm a medical professional at this time. And I'm like, oh, that don't sound right. But then I'm trusting the system, right? So I go in, and 2 years later it turns bloody. So I'm like, oh, it's bloody. What to do now? So they're like, okay, so now we're gonna do surgery to remove that breast duct. Breast surgeon comes in asking me all these questions about breast cancer history in my family. Have I ever had it? And I stopped her in her track. I was like, wait, do you think I have breast cancer? And she's like, well, based on the images, yes. I was diagnosed at 31. So being young, being black, you don't see a lot of yourself. No one really spoke about metastatic breast cancer. And I know in the black community, a lot of times we like to be hush-hush about it. But I've never been that way. I've always been open and honest. Because I live in an underserved community, I needed some help. And my husband can't do everything. And I tried to, started forming my village. But as I was doing a Google search on information about cancer, especially metastatic breast cancer, Tiger Lily popped up. And I was just even shocked to see that it was a black-owned cancer organization, which I've never seen. So I was like stoked about that. They contacted me about this, what they call Heal Day, where you kind of lobby around and talk to congressmen and just give them a human perspective of your life. I was the only black person there who was also young. When I rewatched it over, it didn't show any snippets of anyone that was on a panel, no metastatic breast cancer patients, because there's this stigma of we look normal. But what does cancer look like, right? And so also in the title, it didn't mention metastatic breast cancer. It was like, wow. So it's like I need to do more because people don't relate until they see themselves. So for fun, because quality of life is a big component of my lifestyle, everything isn't about cancer. So the things that I really love enjoying, especially with my husband and my friends, is just kind of relaxing at my farm. And I really enjoy that, and I enjoy nature. Cooking is like a joy for me, and I love eating. My favorite thing to eat is blue crabs out here in Maryland. When I was diagnosed, that was like the first thing I did. My husband was like, let's go get some crabs. I'm literally on chemo every day forever. And that doesn't stop for me. And I'm like, I just wish it could stop. I just wish that I could get my old body back. I wish I could have my fatigue go away, the pain go away, the weight gain, the cognitive dysfunction. And I think what gave me hope was the metastatic community.